All right, let's dive into one of the most confusing, most Googled topics in early pregnancy, week one. You hear the term, you see it on the calendar, but what does it actually mean? Well, it's probably not what you think. So let's break it all down. So, right off the bat, here's the big head scratcher. How in the world can you be 1 week pregnant if conception hasn't even happened yet? If you've ever felt totally confused by this, trust me, you are in very good company. It feels like a total paradox, right? But the good news is, it's not a paradox at all. It's really just about how pregnancy is counted. And today, we are going to solve this mystery for good so it all makes perfect sense. So, first things first, we need to decode pregnancy time. Let's get into the why the clock officially starts ticking before the journey has really even begun. Okay, the key to this whole thing is this little acronym, LMP. It stands for last menstrual period. You see, doctors and midwives use the very first day of your last period as day one of your pregnancy. Why? Because it's a concrete, reliable date they can actually pinpoint, unlike the exact moment of conception, which is, pretty much impossible to know for sure. And this timeline is where it all starts to click. Look at this. Week one, which kicks off with your period, is all about your body getting ready. Then, sometime around week two, ovulation happens. And it's only at the end of week two or even the start of week three that fertilization, actual conception, takes place. So you're already 2 weeks into the official pregnancy count before you're even biologically pregnant. Kind of wild, huh? Okay, so now that we get the timing, let's look at the body's incredible blueprint. What is actually going on inside you during this official first week? So even though you're not pregnant yet, your body is so busy. It's basically in full-on prep mode. Your uterine lining is starting to thicken up, getting all plush and nutrient-rich. It's creating this perfect, cozy home for a potential fertilized egg. And at the same time, in one of your ovaries, a little follicle is maturing, getting an egg ready for the main event next week. And this quote just sums it up perfectly. Week one isn't about waiting around. It's an active, absolutely essential prep stage. Your body is meticulously setting the stage, building the perfect little nest for a new life. So, knowing all this, that this is prime preparation time, what can you do to get on board? Well, this next part is your preconception checklist. We're going to cover 4 key things you can start doing right now. Here's the game plan, nice and simple. First, start on those prenatal vitamins. Second, get familiar with tracking your cycle. Third, make a few healthy lifestyle changes. And fourth, it's a great time to schedule a checkup. Let's look at each one. Okay, first step, vitamins. The absolute superstar ingredient you're looking for right now is folic acid. You want to aim for somewhere between 400 and 800 micrograms every day. This is so important because it helps the baby's neural tube, which becomes the brain and spinal cord, develop properly in those very first few weeks, often before you even have a positive pregnancy test. Next, tracking your cycle. This is key. Remember, the first day of your period is what becomes day one of pregnancy. So grab a calendar or, even easier, download an app. There are tons out there. Flow and Ovia are a couple of really popular ones that can help you log everything and even start predicting your cycle. All right, time for those healthy changes. And yep, we got to talk about caffeine. The general guideline is to keep it under 200 milligrams a day. What does that look like? Well, it's about 1 12-ounce cup of regular coffee. And of course, it's not just about the coffee. This is also the perfect time to cut out alcohol and really focus on packing your diet with good stuff. Think lots of leafy greens, lean proteins, and whole grains. And finally, scheduling that preconception checkup with your doctor is a fantastic move. They can go over your health history and make sure you're all set. But hold on, what about your partner? Here's a pro tip that often gets missed. Getting ready for pregnancy is not a solo mission. It is 100% a team effort. And I love how this chart lays it all out. While you're focusing on things like folic acid and tracking your cycle, your partner can be supporting sperm health. How? By making sure they're getting enough zinc and selenium, maybe skipping the hot tub for a bit since heat isn't great for sperm, and just generally trying to reduce stress. It really is a team approach. Now, all of this preparation from both of you is leading up to one critical period, the fertile window. This is simply the time in your cycle when you're most likely to get pregnant. A good rule of thumb is that ovulation usually happens about 14 days before your next period is due. That day and the few days leading up to it are your peak fertile time.
So, what's the bottom line for timing it all? Well, to give yourself the best possible shot, the general advice is to have intercourse about every other day during that fertile window. This pretty much ensures there's always a welcoming party ready and waiting for when the egg makes its appearance.
So there you have it. Week 1 isn't about being pregnant. It's about the amazing, intricate work your body is doing behind the scenes. It's setting the stage perfectly. The only question left is, are you ready for when the real magic happens? Thanks for joining me for this explainer.